Hi guys, we're talking toxic relationships, unhealthy attachments. Are you struggling to get over someone? Are you currently in a relationship and you're really not feeling satisfied? You feel like potentially this person is a narcissist. What I want to tell you is that, if you go and see a psychologist or a therapist, pretty much these days, the common theme, the way people tend to handle these types of relationships is to give you the advice that it's not healthy and you need to leave and you need to spend time on your own healing before you re-enter a relationship. At Inspirited and Self-Directed Healing, we actually don't hold that view. We have a very different view. We certainly don't advise people to end relationships. We actually don't give advice at all. What we do, and what I want to talk to you about today, is what you can do within yourself to help shift the dynamic within that relationship. Because the reality is that any relationship that you're in, be it one that you call narcissistic, unhealthy, or a beautiful relationship, you're in that, you're participating, you are 50% of that relationship. And what I've learned by doing a lot of healing with a lot of people over the last 10 years is that if you start to resolve within yourself, shift, change, grow, and heal, then quite often these unhealthy relationships or relationships that appear to be unhealthy can become healthy. So if you are one of those people that has a twin flame or believes in deep love, and there's just a part of you that doesn't want to walk away from that relationship and sort of cringes every time people tell you to, because you feel like surely the solution doesn't always have to be exiting and moving on to the next one. I mean, if that was really the right advice, then most people wouldn't be in a relationship right now and would just move from one to the next constantly. Because the reality is you attract where you're at. And with self-directed healing, what we do is we help you to learn and understand what is going on internally within you that is creating the dynamic that you're existing in. What are you contributing to it? What's that unhealed part of you, perhaps from your childhood, your inability to feel love from your parents? How is that playing out, and why is that playing out in your relationship now? And yes, you might be listening to this and going, no, the reality is this male or this female that I'm with, they're just not a good person, they're narcissistic, and that's just the way they are. And don't get me wrong, I understand that a lot of people have that opinion, but I can tell you firsthand, as a result of dealing with many people in many relationships, that incredibly, quite often once you shift, that person will shift as well. It's kind of like heal yourself and people around you heal. So I want to talk to you a little more about what you can do and how you can shift your relationships so that potentially you don't have to leave it. Now, obviously, if there's violence involved, that's a whole different topic, and I'd never suggest anyone to stay in a violent relationship. But if we're talking about something where, perhaps there's some arguing, perhaps you're just not happy, perhaps you're feeling your needs aren't met, then there's a lot of things that you can do to help resolve that. One of those things is, first of all, asking yourself some really important questions. Are you bottling your emotions? Are you expressing yourself from a positive mindset? Are you actually able to understand how you're really feeling, or are you reacting? So what I mean by reacting is whatever circumstances are happening in your relationship, are you actually just flippantly reacting and telling that person how you feel in that moment? Or are you able to sit in your emotions, feel them, and process them? In my opinion, the most healthy relationship that you can have is one with yourself, where you're honest with yourself about how you feel and where you learn to process your own emotions rather than just constantly throwing them at that other person. You'll be absolutely amazed to learn and feel what it's like to live in a relationship where you don't need to be living in that reactive state and being triggered all the time. So in the next little video, we're going to talk about what to do when you're triggered, how to heal your relationship so that you don't have to leave. And if you are in a relationship where you struggle to let go, we're also going to talk to you about how to let go when you really do need to.